Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So guys, I have some juicy content for you guys today. We are going to be talking about India's Cbdc possibly being issued out on Hedera. But first, let's talk about a few things. So one, we are going to be talking about the Web3 accelerators that are launching out on Hedera. We do see over here from Builders Tribe, the Hatch Web3 accelerator with Hedera is live. Post weekly updates to get closer to securing a grant from a pool of $150,000 from the Hbar Foundation. Now, is this a substantial announcement or anything like that? No, not exactly. But why am I bringing this up? Why are we talking about this? Well, it's simply the fact that, listen, when we look at what's happening around Hedera, we are seeing a major push. We are seeing accelerations happening on the ecosystem, on the network. I mean, things are starting to spiral a little bit, and I think that this is incredible to see. We have been seeing a lot of growth from Hedera's side. We've been seeing a lot of projects going live. We've been seeing a lot of growth within the NFT sector as well. You could see the adoption of the network, and I think that that is awesome to see. Now, what everyone is really kind of waiting for is a large TPS demanding use case to go live, and I'm right there with you guys. Trust me, I think that. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I'm not, sitting here to, BS you guys around or anything like that. I think that's been disappointing to not see a large TPS demanding use case go live on Hedera. But hey, we've been patient, and I do believe that patience will pay off. I think that when we really kind of look at what is happening on Hedera, it is something remarkable. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it is, a shame to, be able to sit here and accumulate Hbar, under 10 cents. I think that it's an incredible opportunity. In fact, I would argue that it's probably one of the most incredible opportunities within this space yet. And I think that's an incredible opportunity for all of us. A lot of people will argue that, the market cap and the, supply is rough. Honestly, the 50 billion Hbar supply is really not that bad at all when you actually are looking at global coverage of Hedera. I think that all that supply is 100% necessary, and I think that it's going to be utilized properly in the future. And I'm very excited for that feature. Now, let's talk about the connections to India here. So, for the rest of this video, we're going to be talking about the connections to India with their Cbdc. I know it's going to be quite a bit of a video to go in depth on a few things, but it all starts with this tweet that came up on the 30th of August. Now, this was actually kind of centered around the metaverse and Web3. We do see here global digital services and solutions provider Coforge Tech has announced the opening of its Center of Excellence for Metaverse and Web3, partnering with Hedera, Verbale, and also even R3. I think that this is awesome to see. They're going to be promoting interdisciplinary research and identify use cases within the Web3 sector. Now, again, we're not going to go in depth on this. All we do know is that the metaverse and the Web3, push on Hedera is substantial. It's a very large area. Coforge is a very, large company. In fact, we do see down here the firm has a presence in 21 countries and 25 delivery centers across 9 countries. And also, if you do scroll down a little bit, you could see their numbers. So 63 NPS best in class, 20,000 plus employees globally, 30 plus sales offices, 250,000 plus clients, and 2.5 thousand onshore consultants. So they are a major leader. You can look at all their technologies up here. They do have like the Web3 and the metaverse sector up here, but they also do have a ton of other ones as well. I do think that their industries is also substantial. I mean, you look here, and they are in some of the largest ones out there in regards to the industries. And even if you go over to like their Web3 push over here on their website, it actually shows you guys what they are focused on. They're talking about, and NFTs, cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, all that, good stuff that we've been discussing for a while on this channel. And we do see down here like they have developed deep relationships with its partners, including AWS, IBM, R3, and even Hedera in this space, and develop solutions using their offerings. And we do see like a few of their offerings down here, and even the solutions. Now, we don't know exactly, what they are utilizing Hedera for, but I'm pretty sure that it would probably be the cold supply chain, which is, This is focused on enabling visibility and secure transactions during each step of the supply chain. You could argue that it's probably, even centered around like accelerating aircraft turnaround time. We don't know. If you actually look here, though, if you read what they're... Oh, sorry, I don't know what just happened. 1 second. All right, so I figured out that that page is actually broken, but if we look at a few of the other ones, I don't know if... So yeah, the cold supply chain storage one is officially broken, but this one is not. And this is the blockchain-enabled invoice discounting. In this, it's actually pretty substantial, so you do see like all the challenges. We also do see like their solution down here. You can kind of see it doesn't really look like much, but if we come down to this, which is the stakeholder participation, this diagram below depicts how various stakeholders take part in this decentralized network and utilizes various services to enable a seamless implementation of invoice financing. Look at who's at the center point here, the Hedera Consensus Service and the Hedera Token Service. And this is going to be very, very large. As you guys do see, it's all centered around suppliers, financiers, and even, consortiums and buyers as well. This is going to be huge. And the benefits here are very substantial. You do see like a few of the ones down here, like reduced fraud, credit history of invoice financing seekers, data breach tracking, decentralized implementation, shared ledger with, provenance, and even, quick disbursements of funds as well. This is all centered around Hedera, and I think that this is incredible because it not only shows you where Hedera is positioned themselves, but this is access to over 250,000 clients. This is awesome to see. And like I said, this is one of many solutions that they do have on their website. I think that this is a very large name. Now also, Coforge is a big name in India. Why is India the center point? Well, because of the Cbdc announcement that we just recently seen. And what is that? Well, we do see over here, Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has reportedly asked for public sector banks to run a pilot central bank digital currency project ahead of a possible rollout in this financial year. That's right, you heard it right. In this year. Hedera is no shy giant around the India sector. They have been playing a ton within the India sector, and I think that that is very beneficial to their extent, because when we really kind of look at Hedera, who is the perfect one for sustainable approaches within CBDCs? Hedera would be the one. And we actually do see over here, this goes back a little bit in time, 12 months ago, almost one whole year. We do see Hedera Hashgraph, the most used sustainable enterprise-grade public ledger for the decentralized economy, today announced the launch of Hedera India Hackathon 2021. They have been making their presence in India pretty well known. I would argue that they have been making a ton of noise around that area, and their name is known within India. And like I said, this is the Web3 move. Like, this is the big, substantial move within that sector. And this was not the only connection to India at all from Hedera. In fact, going over here to February 4th of 2021, that's right, this is well over a year ago, for the national blockchain, it is suggested using an enterprise blockchain or private version of Ethereum or Hedera Hashgraph, where government departments and industry associations run the validator nodes. And this is talking about the digital rupee. Now, I'm telling you right now, and no, this is not me being biased, this is not me being unbiased or anything like that, Ethereum will not be utilized for things like this. It is well proven that Ethereum is not ready at all for something like this. Hedera is. Ethereum still has a lot of things to really kind of work on before they are even talking about entering into the financial use case area. To me, Hedera is perfect for this. And they are talking about the private version, aka the private DLT area. Public and private ledgers will be utilized mainly around the financial sector, but private ledgers will be utilized for issuance of CBDCs. And I think that, like I said, Hedera is perfect for this. And this was not the only connection either. We go back to 3 months ago, India to roll out CBDC using a graded approach, RBI annual report. Now, they're not talking about anything within Hedera or even crypto itself. They don't really mention too much around this. All we do know is that they do mention a little bit of, they're kind of talking about this 30% crypto tax on unrealized gains. It also provides, a legal framework for the launch of a digital rupee. The Reserve Bank, proposes to adopt a graded approach to introduce a Cbdc, going step by step through stages of proof of concept, pilots, and even launch. Halfway through 2022, at the proof of concept stage, RBI is in the process of verifying the feasibility and functionality of launching a CBDC. To me, I do believe that they will probably be doing this on a DLT like Hedera. Why? Because they have been in talks about utilizing Hedera for a very long time around this. And I do think that CBDCs are going to start to really kind of push even faster and faster now. I think that the race is on. I think that when we look at CBDCs, it is going to be a very large area to focus on around crypto because I again, like DLTs are going to be at the forefront of this. And we do see down here, like, they're talking about cryptocurrencies being dollar denominated and issued by foreign private entities. It may eventually lead to dollarization, a part of our economy, which will which will be against the country's sovereign interest. Crypto will seriously undermine the RBI's capacity to determine monetary policy and regulate the monetary system of the country, and that's totally fine. Listen, at the end of the day, the overall way that I look at CBDCs is, listen, you are going to have DLTs that have incredible efficiencies behind them. These CBDCs will be issued out on private and public base points of a DLT, most likely private. They're going to be controlled by a central bank, not the actual full-on DLT, but like the private base point of it. And I think that this is for the best, because not only do they reap the benefits of something like Hedera, which we do know efficiency-wise, they are incredible. They are the most sustainable when you compare it to Visa. I mean, having something that is this sustainable is absolutely ridiculous to me. This not only does open the doors and welcomes Hedera into these specific sectors, but also it does provide an insight on where Hedera is positioned. And even from the Hbar Foundation, they're even talking about, UK, like Hedera is the most environmentally efficient DLT as proven by UCL. We could help the UK reach net zero 2050, through Hbar fueled use cases like carbon emission tracking for billions of unique items with Avery Dennison. Their moves have been very substantial lately. Now, why do I think that India would choose, something like Hedera? Well, we actually go over here to the World Economic Forum, going back to 2017, by the way, what India can teach the world about sustainability. Listen, India is also a focus point on sustainability, and they have a lot of challenges to go against. I would just down here, like, India is a conscious aspirant. It has shown leadership in combating climate change and meeting the Sustainable Development Goals. What better way to meet sustainability and really kind of focus on, creating a very sustainable payment mechanism, aka monetary system within their area? Well, it would be utilizing something like Hedera, which is extremely efficient. Again, remember, like, the focus behind a lot of these CBDCs and the monetary system change is going to be centered out on sustainability. I think that this is going to be the biggest driver of success behind not only CBDC issuance, but also DLT adoption globally, no matter the industry. It's not only centered on CBDCs, but I do think that CBDCs will provide a very large transactional as well as value proposition to be flooded over some of these DLTs. A lot of people do focus on TPS right now, and that's totally fine. I completely understand exactly where a lot of people are coming from. Like I even said in the beginning of this video, I'm very disappointed by the lack of TPS demand on the network. But remember, right? There's not a lot, if anything, there's actually no large TPS demanding use case yet live on Hedera. I'm very excited to see this, though. To me, it shows that we are extremely early. And we are seeing a lot of things starting to blossom right now. To me, the connections to India are very substantial around a CBDC. To me, I'm not going to say it's 100% confirmed, but the only two players around this, going back to 2021, was Ethereum and Hedera. I mean, these are night and day, projects that we're talking about here, especially around their efficiencies. Go over to Hedera's website. You can look at the efficiencies compared side by side. It's night and day. Ethereum, it's complete trash for financial use cases. And that is not me being biased or coming after Ethereum. I think that Ethereum has served its purpose. I think Ethereum is great for, use case ability around like a few things within adoption cycle for crypto. It has proven its point. But again, for large TPS demand use cases like a CBDC, Ethereum is just not it. And I'm sure that a lot of you out there, even if you do hold Ethereum, can also agree on that statement. So to me, something, that is sustainable, that is scalable, cheap, it's fast, etc. That's going to be the choice. And what better choice than Hedera? And recently, Hedera has been also confirmed to be working on the digital dollar. I think that this proves where Hedera is positioned. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night. If you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.